Run 4.
Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. The slightly sticky one because it's really fucking hot here. So tonight we are continuing on with our ongoing campaign, playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition, playing through Carl Sargent's classic Night Below campaign. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? Because we just had someone else get caught up in their leveling. First up, I have Jeffrey.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kalidor, and he is a elven fighter thief who is 5.5.
Aye, 5.5. And next up is John.
Hey everyone, John here, playing Dorman Kettleborn. He is the Noom Illusionist Thief. He is currently level 5 Thief and 4 Wizard. About to level up in both as soon as we get to town.
Awesome. Did you say 3rd level in each?
5th level.
5th level in each, okay.
5th level in Thief and 4th in Mage.
Nice, very nice. All right, and next up is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I am playing Druin Axebrother, a fighter and specialty priest of Clankadin. He is 4th level in fighter, ready to train, and 5th level in priest.
Very nice. Next up is George.
Hey, I'm George. I am playing Knox, the Unexpected. He's a human invoker. He's level 3, ready to train for level 4 as soon as we get to somebody who can actually do that training.
Nice. The perils of the single class character.
Yep.
And last but not least is Will.
Hi, I'm playing Chael, a specialty priest of Coralon, who finally made 4th level.
Nice. Oh, and we have a dark horse here, a late entry into the race.
Yep.
Timing, let me get his character in here. Okay, GM info layer. All right. And token layer. There we go. Brent, can you hear us? So that's Brent. We'll just we'll get to him when he's ready. All right. So then, guys, we are in the middle of a bit of a fracas here. We left you guys on a cliffhanger, where you were attacked in the night by a bunch of oversized Arctic and frost-ridden wolves. For those who were not able to join us tonight, who were here last time, I think they got off easy. So what we're just going to do, guys, is I've positioned each of your the tokens for the characters who were not here. So Carrick and Chael, and we're just going to jump into round 4 now. So we're on to round 4, and we will start off. Brent, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Great. Would you kindly give us a D10? Oh, hold on, wait to see what I roll here. Brent, would you try and beat my 4? We'll start you off with initiative rolling. So give us a D10 roll.
Hopefully I don't fail here on my first roll.
Let's see. A 4, keeping it interesting. All right. So then be sure to add your speed of your action that you're taking to that. Carrick, you can assume that you, and Chael, you guys can both assume that you have stood and grabbed a weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Where the heck am I? Okay.
Yeah,
There.
let's look at my new weapon speed.
Oh, hey, am I in a tent or?
In a tent. Yep.
In a tent. Okay.
Yep.
And the back half is on fire.
Oh, good to know.
No, not your tent. Chael's
He's not in
tent.
that tent though, Stormy.
Okay.
Half is on fire.
Dorman, what did you do to set the tent on fire, bro?
Elanion, guy who's not here, did that.
Of course. How did I know?
Not an invoker, I can't do that.
All right, so my first action, guys, will be on a 10. Because of the size of these suckers. So
Large creatures.
they are large creatures, but let's get your action in first.
Okay.
So get your action in. Okay.
Crap, where am
Are you looking for your weapon speed, Brent?
I? Yeah. There we go.
Okay. All right. So first up, I have Dorman and Knox the Unexpected. What are you guys doing?
Go ahead, Dorman.
Peek at my head out here, and I'm gonna aim my color spray right along this way.
Okay. So, go ahead and give us a D4 roll, I think.
Engage macro. Color spray.
Okay. 5. Is it D4 plus 1?
For what?
For how many affected?
Let's just D6.
Is it D6?
Yeah, sure. I think you're thinking of sleep.
Could be. Let's see. All right.
For one, though.
Dan, okay. And they do get a save here. Fails a save. So, Druin, you are released by this thing. And it is blinded for 1 round. Oh, actually, then it's not releasing you. Yeah, if it's only blinded for 1 round, then that's... Are you sure that's right there, John? Because it makes the action on a 7 or more hit dice better than...
No, I don't affect hit die. Sorry. 7 or more stun. Stun just... Yeah, that's what it says. It's blinded for...
Okay.
1d4 rounds.
Let's see here.
I just blame it on the chaotic nature of the spell.
Okay, so... Huh. So that's a weird hole in the spell. So actually, I'm sorry, Druin, you're not released. He's just not able to see for 1 round.
Right.
Then it is Knox. What are you doing, Knox?
First question: Can this winter wolf that we had slain in front of us? Is it holding the tent open?
I think a little
I can
bit. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Or I can step out too if I need to.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you can see through it.
Okay.
It moved itself into the actual tent. So.
That's what I thought. Okay, great. So I'm just going to target the winter wolf right there, closest to us.
Okay.
With a magic conjuring couple of
that
minutes
one
of energy.
I don't.
I can move. I'm happy to move.
Yeah, I think you might need to move a bit just to see that one.
Yeah.
Here,
Totally.
let me move the. Oh my God, the wolf ate Knox. Guys, I'm so sorry. He wasn't.
You know.
He wasn't fully dead. Okay.
That's not unexpected.
Yeah.
The campaign started with that. So here we go with 2 magic missiles at that closer winter wolf.
Okay, here we go.
8 points of damage.
Wowzers, nice. All right. And then it is Calidor. Calidor, what are you doing?
Calidor will step out of the tent.
Yep.
And attack Mr. Wolf.
Nice. So that is the one that is engaged with Druin. So, Druin, I actually got your name right on the first try. Instead of calling you...
Calidor is a savvy player, though, right? And knows that if he goes here, he'll get a flanking bonus to this creature.
I've always thought of Jeff as a savvy player.
I kind of figured so.
Me too.
Oh, I didn't see you there, honestly.
Oh, it's not. How much more bonus do you need?
All
You were
right.
squished in between the wolves.
I know. He's pretty small.
5. That is good enough, Jeff?
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm blind, so.
Okay, here we go. Big money.
Oh!
And that is enough to outright slay that wolf.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Oh well.
Oops,
Okay.
he's back. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Now let me check one more thing here.
Thanks, Calidor. Checks
You're
in the
welcome,
mail.
buddy. Oh, shit, I forgot to go to the mail. Speaking of mail.
Okay. All right. So then it is. Let's see here. Druin, Axebrother, and Carrick. You guys are on a 9.
Huh.
Druin is attacking this one that's right in front of him.
Yep. Go right ahead. That is a hit. Urfalak. Also a hit with Skull Splitter. Holy shit. So you killed it. You killed it with Urfalak. Wowzers.
Well,
And you
and I don't
couldn't
have
reach.
enough combat moves to...
No, you
no,
couldn't
no,
reach
I'm
the
not-
other one anyway. So, okay. So then it is Carrick. What are you doing?
Well, I was gonna run out and kill a, drop at a wolf, but I ran out and they're all dead.
There is one left there.
Yeah, it's down at the edge.
Oh, I don't know if I
Light.
can make it. Because it got me 40 movement or 4 squares just to get out of the tent.
So let's hear 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
like,
you
let it
wouldn't.
come to us, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hear all this noise. I get up, grab my sword, run out, and there's a bunch of dead giant wolves.
All right. Then on a 10 is the giant wolves, and this one sprints off into the darkness.
Cool.
That getting burned and then seeing its fellows drop was more than enough to drive it off. All right, guys. Let me make sure I write down what your hit dice is. Did I award XP for any hit dice last time? No, I didn't. Okay.
I thought so. No? Okay.
I'm
Oh, no,
checking.
right. You just told us to, yeah.
I'm on the
Keep
Discord.
track of your spells is basically what he told you.
Okay.
Just so you know, the cliffhanger from the last adventure had me a little worried because.
You were so, yeah.
Well, and then Bergour said he wasn't coming, and I'm like, yeah.
That's right. Didn't you have a running clinic tonight too?
What are you talking about? What running? Thing?
Dave, you're the best. That is a team player. Oh man.
Well, what kind of narrative would that mean? Like Druin disappears from between two wolves when he's injured and almost dying?
Yes, that is
What kind
true.
of player does that?
There are more than one ways to escape a grapple. That is one of the more impressive ones. And poof,
Yeah.
I'm gone. All right, guys. Okay, so those are defeated. All right, so now that we have a moment to catch our breath, let's quickly do one thing. So, Carrick, 6 weeks have passed since the defeat of the Knoll army. It's winter, and you have had an opportunity to train your fighter level. So you are now a 3rd level fighter.
Okay, cool.
So would you kindly first adjust all of your THACOs down by 1. So your THACO as a 3rd level fighter should be a 18, or an 18, I guess is technically correct. And then would you kindly give us a 2d10 roll? Let's see how many hit points you get for your level.
Okay.
We did do Chaels beforehand. You also had, now unfortunately because you were training as a fighter, it only would have taken you 2 weeks, which means you would have had about 4 weeks to, oh, that's a good one. Try another one.
Oh, I know.
You know you can type in /roll 2d10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
just read the rules.
it's 8, so then you'll gain half of that. You'll gain 4 hit points, Brent.
Okay.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's like more than a quarter of your hit points.
Can I use the back half to the other 2 weeks to train as a mage?
No, because you need to actually have a mage trainer, and there were no mages there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're heading for one. So ultimately, hopefully, we'll get there.
But,
Do you have a
there's no-
Brent, do you have a con bonus?
I do not.
Okay. So there you go. You got 17 hit points now. Don't worry, that big mage hit dice will be rolled next. Then, well, here's an upside though, Brent, is that
Just my hit points?
I did it for you. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, I went to go do it. I'm like, wait, it's already says 17.
Yeah. That would be my well-known impatience kicking in. So let's what you also have an opportunity. You would have had 4 weeks to train to potentially scribe down new spells into your spell book as well. We're not going to do that right now, Brent. We'll figure out a time for you and I to hop on here and do that offline. But you would have trained or had an opportunity to fill more of the spells out. If you take a look on the Discord server, you can see the list of the spell books with all the spells in it.
Sure, I've got I think the last time we camped, I was supposed to make a couple rolls, I think several sessions ago for learning 2 spells. So I will, I'll touch base with you offline about that.
Yep. Well, just until we get a chance to do that, you're not going to have any new spells, is all.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and did Carrick end up with any magic items too, guys?
If he did. If he's ready, I can list them off for him.
Okay.
We actually have 2. We got an elven crafted composite longbow that's unclaimed.
Oh, here's the thing: blade dancers can't use other weapons.
Oh, I know he has a penalty, right? Okay, so we can't use those. We have a bunch of consumables for you: a potion of healing,
Well, that's always good.
potion of heroism, an oil of immunity.
Yeah.
1 Fang of Fury. And yeah, that's that.
Okay. So the Fang of
Druin's
Fury,
like,
if you break
None of you
it,
guys are hurt, right?
I don't.
Knox, did you get hurt?
Dorman's a little hurt. Knox a little
I'm a little hurt.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Fury, what does the Fang do, Kev?
Fang of Fury, if you break it, you get +5 hit points for the day. So you can that can top up your hit points. You can also use it to heal if you choose. What are the other ones you had? Healing potions, should make sense. Potion of Heroism bumps up your fighter level, your effective fighter level, for a time. The Oil of Immunity boosts your armor class by -4 for 1 turn. And what was the other thing he got?
I think that was it.
That was it. Okay.
We had a bunch of magic items, but
Oh, in the bow. So it's not that you're like you can't use it. You just have absolutely no training and a pretty substantial penalty for using any other weapons. So
Yeah, I saw that penalty on it.
but your Thaco is also pretty decent because you're a fighter. So there's Elanion has made a career, and so has Dorman for that matter, of being part-time archers, in spite of having a mage's Thaco.
I think when I go deer hunting, or whatever he brings down in the wilderness, he probably uses that magic missile to.
Oh, fair enough.
Probably more, success that way. But
okay. So then,
if no one else needs a bow, I can use it as a backup to help out in those type of situations.
Weren't we giving it to Chael?
well, we had a few unclaimed items. Chael got the Fofang Spear, and he got the Ring of Divine Wind.
Okay.
So
Because
the thing that we have is Bergour, that big sword, the bow, and we also have the Beckoning Bones and the Lamia Staff for unclaimed.
yeah.
That whole Druin giving back the sword, nobody else is giving back anything. He's going to keep that and use it as trade bait somewhere down the road.
Nice.
Sure.
Thought we were going to all use it as trade bait, but okay.
Well, has anybody else ever put in a magic item back into the pool?
I think this is the first opportunity we've had to do so.
If that's a thing, I can put the bow in.
Well, let's see. Chael, do you have proficiency with longbows?
Yes, I have proficiency with longbows. I think I'd actually thought Elanion would take that for whatever reason.
He's got he's already got one that he got from that. It's an elven longbow that he got from that bugbear that you guys found in Thistletop Warren.
Okay.
So he has that already.
Yeah, I can use the bow if nobody else wants to use it. That's fine.
Too big for me.
Okay.
I can use it.
Any other unclaimed? Oh, there's the Beckoning Bones as well too. If anyone wants the things that summon bloody human skeletons.
Yeah,
Druin actually thinks we should just crack those and then destroy them.
I say we make a donation to a temple so they can destroy it and get us bonus points.
Yeah, if you're actively fishing for stuff, you get nothing.
Well, no, I mean like.
I'm like, why would
reputation?
a temple want to? Why would I make a temple waste their resources when I'm perfectly capable of destroying some skeletons on our own?
But are you?
Well, I can't destroy them with turn and dead, but I've got a whole bunch of really sharp axes.
Okay.
You know what? I looked it up. So the kit penalty for using a bow for a blade singer is I lose the elvish bonus to hit, and I get an additional -1 penalty to hit. So it's not huge.
Also, you're not proficient in it either.
Oh, okay, and that.
Yeah, which is I think -3 for fighters.
Yeah.
So it'd be a net -5. Oh yeah, it just loses the
-4 because
things.
you don't count the elvish
Okay, so
bonus.
-4. Yeah, so I mean, that's especially when you get a couple more levels as a fighter. It's not gonna be that. You're not that far off from what some of the guys have been doing with it anyway. So it's your call.
Yeah, it's your call.
All right. I'm good. I guess either way. What do you guys think? You've been in the campaign longer? Does it make sense for me to? Would it be more helpful for me to keep it as a backup, or more helpful to give it up for party?
What's your dexterity?
My dexterity, I believe, is a 15. Let me just double check.
Okay, so that's the same as mine. Okay. I thought that might help guide me.
What is your respective strengths? That will help because the bow gives
Use
+2
Knox.
to strength, and if it doesn't, that doesn't result in either of you guys getting a strength bonus, then
I
I've
have a
got 15 on
14.
both strength and dex.
okay. What's your strength, Chael?
14.
14. So yours will go to 16, yours will go to 17. So I think you both get some kind of bonus at those.
Yeah.
Well, another thing to consider is the bow can heal somebody for 1 hit point once per day. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be better for Carrick to have it since I'm not here on Fridays. I know it's just 1 hit point, but you never know.
Yeah.
So
So then, Brent, what you'd be getting is when you use that bow, you would be getting +1 to hit, +1 to damage, non-magical.
Okay.
Because it bumps your strength up to 17.
Oh wow! Just for the use with the bow, or in
Yeah,
general?
it gives you +2 to your strength score, but only when using the bow.
Oh, okay.
It also doubles
Yeah.
the. Oh man, Roll20's being wonky again
Uh-oh.
tonight.
mhm.
I'm losing cameras
lost-
left, right, and center
We
here.
lost George and roll 22.
Yeah. Brent and Dave, would you guys mind hitting refresh again just to or reconnect? So
Yeah,
refresh your
George is-
cameras.
I lost George in Hangouts too, so.
Oh shit. Okay, so
he's having major issues.
let's see here. Dave, you're back. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, the internet.
Oh. Okay. And
Okay.
Brent looks like Brent, you're back. Perfect. So let's wait for George to get back as well. We don't wait, but okay. So then, gentlemen, what are you doing next? So those winter wolves are down. To bring us all up to speed as to where you guys are right now, and I did not get my winter. Oh, Dave, you got your rings ready?
Yeah, we're gonna go with a black and gold dice bag now.
Nice.
Winter
Nice
Wolf
little
pelts,
colors.
worth a lot?
Is winter wolf which?
So the pelts, are they worth a lot?
I mean, I'm not sure you would necessarily know. Your character's got no proficiencies that would speak to that, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a praise if that's what you're asking.
Well, I mean, I'm giving you an opportunity to claim anything. This is where hunting may actually come in useful.
I have hunting.
Do you have hunting? Yes. So, God damn it, Fang Dragon's coming in.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this stuff would. These hides would be probably quite valuable.
Okay.
It's a rare creature that to be found in this area.
Dorman will see about trying to skin one of them if he can.
To skin and treat the hide's going to take a day.
Wonder how long the hide will last before.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to take a day, I know a couple of people are injured. I could use my healing proficiency,
If
and that would help bring them up.
Yeah, might be able to get
That's
a
up
few
to
people.
you guys, but that's just an idea.
With
'Cause I
them,
know George is doing that.
you'll also be able to get from each of them some rations too. I mean, you guys are pretty stocked for rations to get your way back, but I think it's something like 3 rations, like 3 days worth of food out of each of the carcasses. So you can get 6 days or 9 days out of food out of these 3 carcasses too, if you so choose.
If
I mean,
they are willing, I'll stick around to do at least one.
It does leave you guys out in the middle of the wilderness in the winter, with and subject to on a dice mechanic mode to another random encounter. So it's your guys' call.
It's already dinner.
I'll look for the parties.
What do you guys think?
And the purpose of this is just to get the skins?
Gold.
Gold?
Training gold.
There, that guy knows what's up.
How
So,
banged
yeah,
up
I
are
mean-
you guys? Let's take a look at the camp again.
I'm pretty good. I took a blast of coldest face that I had that sickle that helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took like 3 blasts from those things, so.
So what do you guys think? Are you wanting to stay here for the day? Are you wanting to carry on? What?
Where are we headed?
Back to
town
Melbourne.
with-
With all your
Got
loot.
all- yeah, we got to go train. Hey, trade in our loot and do some training.
I vote for staying, but if I'm overruled, that's fine. I
Okay.
will fight you.
How about let's do this then? What? Just write in chat, guys. We know how Dorman votes. Write stay or go. Go will assume that you're carrying on towards Harleton.
All of a sudden, it's a Clash song.
You can enter whenever you like as well, too. I'm not fussed. This is an open vote. Okay, so Druin votes stay, Caldor votes stay, Chael votes stay. All right. Well, I think the majority... Yeah, look at that. A complete sweep. So then, you guys will be staying overnight, or for one more day. Dave, would you kind of give me a percentile roll, please?
Why would I be doing that, Kev?
Oh, you know. It's lax senior roll.
Oh.
Okay, so it will be a precipitation-free day. And... Brent, please stop putting stuff down on the...
Oh, sorry, that was an accident.
Okay. Then, let's see here. For the rest of the evening... See how things go. That was right near the midnight, I believe, is when that happened. So...
Come on, thank you.
So I'll get one just for my one Winter Wolf help for my actions. Anybody else want to participate in skinning the wolf?
What are you doing?
I'm skinning the wolf. I was wondering if anybody else wanted to do it or could.
Like, I don't think you need to do it for... I'll let you skin all three and treat all three, and if you're spending a full day. The problem isn't necessarily getting the hide off, it's letting the hide cure properly so you can transport it.
Okay.
That's what takes so much time. I take it you have the supplies necessary to cure hides, right?
I do have...
You got cooking supplies and stuff, right?
I do have cooking supplies, and I've got spices, too, to make it smell good.
It's not the scenting of it that you're concerned with, it's spoiling. So here we go. Let me see here.
I got oil to rub into it if I need.
Okay.
Cooking supplies.
All right. So guys, the rest of the evening passes uneventfully. You're not going to heal anything extra because this was only part of the evening. You didn't get a full night's sleep. But you get up the next morning, and Druin, you will be able to prepare spells again too. Dorman's going to task himself to getting these things. Would you give me 3 proficiency or hunting rolls, please, Dorman?
Can do.
Let's see how you do in these.
Nope.
Okay, you spoil that one. Spoil that one.
Come on, brother.
For 3.
Spoil that one.
Oh my gosh.
You have 6.
Astonishing fortune, one of them at least.
Okay. Nat 20.
Okay. I get the rations, guys.
So Dorman is insistent on it, but I think that you're in a like butcher's mindset more so than a skinner's mindset, probably. So you utterly ruin them. You know, you cut them up so much that they look like ragged, you know, strips and such, and then you set them over the fire. And unfortunately, I think with a nat 20, you set the way you set them up to sort of dry is on too weak of a stand, and it collapses onto the fire, so they catch fire as well.
Nice.
So, what was everyone else doing with your free day here?
Druin was like, he was going to say, hey, what? I didn't hit it that hard with the axes. You know, there's a couple gash marks, but I'm sure you can work around those.
Okay.
He's trying to be supportive.
George is restarting his computer. He's trying to get back on.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's how you put that.
All right.
That way. Yeah.
So then, let's see here. Then what you will be doing is seeing whatever. So we know Dorman is doing that. Does anyone else have anything they want to be doing during the day, or are you just kind of hanging around camp and keeping an eye out for stuff that maybe wanted to cause trouble?
Yeah.
Taking the opportunity to relax.
We'll sing some Hirogo songs.
Yes.
And Chael's working on getting more comfortable with the spear weapon.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe you're training with Caldor. Caldor's the resident, or one of the resident fighters too. He's giving you some tips about it.
It's not a normal weapon, so it's not something he's normally used to. So he's just kind of trying to get familiar with what it can do and how to hold it.
Okay. So then your did you use a shield normally?
Me?
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, okay, great. So then you're actually need net +1 AC bonus as well. So your AC should be a 2 now.
Yeah, 2 and 3. What is 3?
Without the
Surprise
spear.
or whatever.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So
yeah,
then
that was one of the reasons I was kind of interested in the weapon, is just for the AC bonus.
Well, also, I mean, one we were talking about on Friday is just with Chael's sort of approach to fighting too is often to throw himself into the fray, but he's not the most armored and he's not the toughest of the things. So this allows him to do that over the heads of his allies.
Yeah, and it will. It'll give reach, which is nice.
Yeah.
Luckily, most of his allies are short.
Was that?
Luckily, most of his allies are short.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's that too. I got that going for me.
Yeah. All right. So then, guys, throughout the day, Chael, remember that you also have 1 extra first and second level. What level are you in as a cleric now? 3?
I'm now 4th level cleric, so I get an extra first and an extra second, and then the ring gives me an extra first and an extra second.
Excellent. So you're gonna have lots more. So Druin and Chael, you prepare your spells. Dorman, you can prepare yours as well too. What are you guys? Dorman, did you? Oh, you didn't apply your DR against the cold, right?
No, the DR for the armor.
Yeah, for the breath, the ice cold.
It only works on like physical attacks, like
Yeah,
bows and
okay.
melee.
No, that's fine. It wasn't. If I forgot to say so, it should have ignored it. But also, I want to make sure you didn't take anything off your armor for it, because it wouldn't have triggered that. So, apart from Dorman making a very, it smells like burning dog in the camp, the day actually passes otherwise uneventfully. So when the evening comes, the smell of burning hair thick in your nose, Dorman tries to make up for it.
With make up for it.
Yep.
With fresh rations.
Okay, so he prepares a meal for you as well too. Something probably quite aromatic to try and drive the smell of that burning fur away from you. And then let's see here. That evening, fortunately, that evening is uneventful. Someone give me a D20 roll, please.
The luck's not with me. Don't ask me to do it.
Okay, whatever the first one I see is, I'll take 12. All right.
I'm the weather guy. Come on.
Yeah. You very much are.
You said that.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So in the evening, hold on, I gotta look at one more thing here. I got an idea. Will, you'll be pleased to know I'm using a new book.
Oh, dear Lord God, Jesus.
Oh, boy. All right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Would someone give me a... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A D6 roll and then a D9 roll. Please.
I done did my roll.
D6. Thank you, Dorman. And D9.
Either really good or really bad.
1 as well. Interesting. Ooh. Okay. So, what you let's see here. It 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. All right. Let's see here. All right. So 2, 3. Dorman. Dorman, you are on watch when this happens. And the night is a little, it's free of precipitation as well too. You're no doubt thinking about what mistakes you may have made in the course of skinning. You're fairly certain you'd be able to do this properly next time. But it's unlikely that your friends will let you forget that anytime soon. So you're sort of pacing around, half hoping that nothing comes from the darkness, surrounding you, and a little bit hoping that maybe something does, just to try and have another chance to get something to bring back of value. Because boy, those frost wolf pelts, they would have brought a pretty penny. Yeah. And for whatever reason, your eyes are drawn upwards. And you kind of look at the stars twinkling in the sky. It's a blessed break from the seeming constant snow that you guys have had. And though the moon is only a crescent in the sky, what you can see is some large winged creature flying eastward. And once it flies past sort of the moon, you're really only able to make out kind of a rough shape of it. You definitely think it has a long neck crested by a kind of a triangle or wedge-shaped head, and a long tail as well, too. That entire body length may be the same length of its wings as well. Definitely a reptilian kind of look to it. And it flies off in an eastern direction, somewhere over the Thornwood Forest. Apart from your brief spotting of some flying creature, the night otherwise passes uneventfully. You're relieved at a certain point for your watch, and then you guys are able to pick up and carry on the next day.
I tell everyone about what I saw.
Yeah. Okay.
About shot yourself, guys.
Getting deja vu.
Let's not go. Well, wait a minute. Master's East is here. Oh crap. Well, can't be helped.
All right. So then, the next day, thanks to Chael's ministrations, you all recover 3 hit points. So I'll add 3 to Knox for George, if he's still fighting the internet, trying to get on.
Yeah, it said the internet's down in his neighborhood, so...
Oh, shit.
I love Discord.
Yeah, oh, totally, yeah. All right. So then the next day comes, and you guys are able to prepare your spells. Druin, are you up to full now, or are you just on the cusp of it?
He's a little down, but...
You'll live? Okay. So then, guys, let's go back to our overland map here. And...
we still have some traveling to go.
Yeah. All right.
A large winged creature in the air.
Okay, let's see here.
I think we're okay.
Let's see. What I need is someone else to give me a D20 roll, please. Okay. First one. Anybody? If I see more than one...
Make me do it, aren't you? I'll do it, sure.
There we go. 8. Okay. And that is there. All right. So, guys, the next day of travel is relatively uneventful. It is a little easier going here than it... Not a little, it's quite a bit. Substantially easier going along the hills here. Dave, would you mind giving us a percentile roll, please? See if there was any snow today. You guys get to around there. And it, unfortunately, was snowing again. So you did have one merciful day when you were breaking and keeping camp. But it's snowing for most of the time that you guys are making your way along here. Dave, give me another percentile roll. See how bad the weather is today. Oh, yeah, D6 roll. Uh-oh. Okay, uh-oh. Guys, the weather actually might be quite bad today.
Nah, it's perfectly fine.
I'm never going to hear the end of it now.
Yeah, right. We would have been home by... All right, so let's see here. 4 puts us
You got to see a dragon. Come on, guys. That was totally worth it.
You saw it.
Exactly.
Okay, and then... Oof. So it is. Yeah, it's not like a blizzard, but it's definitely not what you'd consider light snow. It's fairly, it's puffy, big white flakes that fall down, but there's just tons of it. You know, you guys can't walk without a bunch of it accumulating on your cart. They have to keep kind of, you know, pushing off. It is not a particularly fun day's journey through this snowy grasscape. If you want to make a snowman, that will also take time as well. So
We can just make it a snowman out of the snow that accumulates in our cart as we go.
I think people, yeah, you're welcome to do that, but
I was just thinking of the classic rolling up that snowball from the cartoons in front of us, just getting bigger and bigger.
yeah.
Is animate snowman a type of spell?
Probably in the spell compendium, yeah.
There's an illusionist here. I can make the snowman bounce if you are willing to believe enough.
Anyone have a magic hat? No?
Hey, what if we took that? That item that makes the undead skeletons and just covered it with snow, and it's sort of like a snowman, as long as you don't dig too deep.
All right, Dave. Did you destroy those things? By the way.
I asked the group. I didn't really get a full response from anybody.
Oh, dude, Chael was totally about destroying because he hates the undead.
I figured a church would know how to destroy them better than us just out in the wild, but I despise them, so I'm not going to tell you no.
Yeah, I mean, Druin is a priest, for one, and he also, it's part of his shtick to break the enemy's weapons.
Oh, cool.
Right, because Dave's been doing that for the whole campaign. So, yeah, Dave, if you want to do that now, or if you want to do that when you get back to town, I'm happy either way.
Okay.
What if we want to do that 7 days after we finish leveling up?
You will not get any XP from that.
Calidor,
All
can
right.
you help me smash these things?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right. So you destroy those things, and then you guys make camp once again in the grasslands. Now, the type of land that you're traveling through, you know that further north, as you get closer to Harleton, there's those there's the terraces where they've built camps into the Blandride Hills, or not Blandride, the Patchwork Hills. And there's also farmlands that sort of skirt the northern edge of the Patchwork Hills, but you guys are still not quite there yet. So let's do this, see how your evening goes. And then, would someone give me a D20 roll, please?
Yeah, sure, somebody else can do it.
Yeah.
But I want to take precautions this night and cast strength on somebody who wants to volunteer for their watch.
Well, I mean, everyone's, from what you guys have told me before, everyone takes a turn at watch.
Yeah, like I want to cast strength on one of the fighters, so
Okay.
on their turn at watch, you know, maybe I'll relieve them and cast it on them and I'll go in. But
Okay, so you have a choice of Carrick or Calidor. Oh, Druin's a fighter as well, too, a multi-class.
I can
Druin,
cast it on anybody, but it's better on fighters.
okay.
And Druin can cast it on himself.
John, you're the one casting a spell. You make the decision, bud. Who do you want to cast on?
Volunteers,
Sure.
Calibur.
Okay,
Cool.
so Calidor, and then what does it do?
It gives him 1d8 to give him one more strength for the next 4 hours.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Druin's got his own.
Okay, not sure that'll help.
He prays at the Church of Iron. Okay, so then the evening comes, and Calidor, I guess first off, what does your strength spell look like? We haven't seen you cast this before.
Oh, since I'm an illusionist, it's going to play into that. So as he starts mumbling the words of the spell, it starts getting stronger. His muscles start to bulge and twist, and he kind of gets buffer, and then he reaches out to touch Calidor, and then all of the magic just channels into him, and based on the one I rolled, all his muscles get slightly more defined.
Okay.
Going from a gnome to a human, I suppose it wasn't much.
Okay.
But it's all just an illusion.
Okay. So you are slightly stronger there, Calidor. What does that bump your strength up to?
16.
Nice.
Ooh, that'll
Okay.
give you
Yeah,
+1
+1
hit.
damage now, so that's not so bad. Druin, are you casting your strength spell on yourself, or are you?
I only cast when needed.
Ah, there you go. All right. So that evening, guys, likewise passes uneventfully. There are no, sadly, much to your DM's lament, there are no random encounters that night. Okay. The dice don't like me today. Because the next day, guys, you safely make your way to Harleton. So, let me quickly adjust my calendar here. There it is. Okay. All right. So, let's see here. You said...
So, since we're, like, literally local heroes...
Yep.
Like, you know, we've done... Put on marriages here, and we've done, like... Help them with their celebratory beer fest week or whatever it was.
Yep.
As soon as we get into town and people start waving, Druin starts telling people, "Yeah, we destroyed 100 gnolls."
Nice. Yeah, you guys are greeted like heroes. Character, you get as much of a greeting as what everyone else does too, because they really can't tell the difference between a lot of you elves. It's mostly humans living here, so they really, you know. And because, I mean, they're used to you guys showing up every time you venture forth. To give context, you guys have been gone for more than 2 months. So
We've
they...
got a cart that's laden with, like, giant crates full of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're pulling the cart ourselves without any animals.
Well, and what you quickly find as well, too, is that and you're not... So, Brent, you wouldn't have known this, but the guys did spend a couple of weeks, or a week at least, before they set forth into the Patchwork Hills to go in search of these gnolls, doing marriages and things like that as a favor to a priest out of Melbourn to get a discount on training.
Okay.
Yeah, the trainers often have like tasks that can be completed, or like, you know, mini quests that can be completed in order to get discounts on the what do you call it, on your training. But these people here adore you guys. You know, you guys are the ones. You can see that it's also, at this point, there are a bunch of new puppies in town as well, because now that you guys have freed, and they would probably be around 7 or 8 months old, so they're getting close to being full-size dogs that are suddenly here. And for 2 years, Brent, any dog that was, you know, that they brought here would end up running off into the Patchwork Hills and joining this group or pack of feral dogs, drawn by the siren song of a, what do you call it? A
10,000-year-old demon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
10,000-year-old what?
Demon.
a demon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Malfechnikor or something?
Yes, Malfechnikor. The first. Hey, look who's back!
Hey,
You can't hear it.
he totally looks like the.
Like that ever cheer? Do you think I cheer for anyone else? I cheer because I like cheering.
The most memorable part of that fight for Malfechnikor was when freaking Hirogo just stamped in that pool of blood and stabbed a guy and got burned.
Yeah. All right. So then you guys are, you know, every drink is paid for by the people in Harleton. You are provided a magnificent spread. Because the winter has settled in now too, the expectation was that these were going to be boring months. So for you guys to show up right at the beginning, holy shit!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Does Enron run the internet?
They're saying it was a backbone or something.
A witch?
A backbone. It's like all T-Mobile went out as well.
Wow.
Major thing,
Somebody
yeah.
able to predict one of the lines that were buried in the ground.
Jesus, that's scary.
It was, and I looked on the map and it was like New York, Austin, Texas, and Southern California were all totally red outages. It's like, is something happening?
Oh,
That's really upsetting. Holy shit. Jesus.
There was
We're
wire.
back.
You know, it's always interesting stuff that happens during our sessions. Like when, you know, fucking Tom Hanks, they reveal that Tom Hanks had COVID. That was during one of our sessions too. We're like, boy, oh boy. I mean, maybe that's just because we do play an awful lot. More so.
We play like 5 times.
Yes. So, you know, odds are, good golly. Wow. That's, well, that's a scary problem for at the end of the session, I guess. George, can you hear us still? Oh, did we lose George again?
No. Yeah, it looks. Maybe. Let me go to the hang.
Yeah, it looks like he's frozen in the thing. Good golly. That's scary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, you know, your cart is wheeled into one of the what do you call it? Did we lose Will now too? Like,
No, I just refreshed.
our U.S. players are pew pew pew. What is going on? No. You guys are what do you guys do with your evening? Is it I guess one thing that we can talk about now too, Brent, is we're assuming that Carrick has come to terms with leaving the Orb of Storms with the Aarakocra. What you also miss, I guess, is that the priests in the group and the mages worked with Kusuk, the shaman of the Featherfall tribe, to construct the necessary wards to prevent the demon from reaching out to other evil creatures as it did with the gnolls. So how does Carrick feel about leaving that ancient elven artifact with him?
It makes sense. I mean, it's not what he was assigned to do, and as a sole survivor of the group, it's a little bit of a loss not to bring it down. But at the same time, it wouldn't make sense for him to try and take it back to his community and go, "Hey, I've got this demon in an orb that we lost." I think he can make a safe argument. We know where it is. We know what it does.
Yeah.
And it's safe where it is. And if his leadership in the community want to do something differently, then that's up to them.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't think that you knew that it was also possessed by a demon. I think you knew that it had the. You can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I thought that your character knew that there was an artifact that was apparently held by the Aarakocra, but you didn't really know much about the particulars.
Right. So so when I go back, I've got all this information about it, and I can make the case that it should be left where it is. Right.
You're like reverse Indiana Jones. It belongs with the cultures that created them and nurtured them. So then,
although this one is not so much an Aarakocra culture that created, more like crazy elf and demon combo. But
so, then what happens in this evening? Anything you guys? This is the first time you've been in civilization and really having an opportunity to indulge in liquor for quite some time. What are you guys getting up to?
What we're getting down to.
I think Kalidor would probably be enjoying himself quite a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dorman will ask around about the welfare of the couples he helped start farms with, if they're doing well.
Yeah, it proved to be. I mean, it actually proved to be a quite good harvest this year. So and everyone, as much as the young marriages can be, it's only 2 months into the marriage, so most of them are still quite happy with each other. Each one of the couples that you married as well, I think, comes up to you and especially thanks Druin or thanks Chael for performing the ceremonies for them. The other, I guess, news is whether you've heard. They want to know whether you heard about. But it was before you left when they had the issue or the news of Rendemus's son, Dagmar.
What about Dagmar?
Yeah.
Dagmar is dead.
What? How?
Happened?
They've been quite secretive about it, or at least not discussing openly about it. Though I know that other people have come through, or other mercenaries were hired on to season or to stay the winter as well. Though it seems that they were vetted by Kuiper before Geralt. there was also this is a bit of a big deal, but there was a Knight of the Watch that came through. Anyone have heraldry?
Yes.
Somebody does, yeah.
Yeah.
Druin's time to shine.
Now that needs to be on a T-shirt. I have heraldry.
Yeah, totally.
Go ahead and give me a heraldry check, please. Fantastic. Right on the nose.
Well, you just need one roll.
Without
Just
going over. I've been waiting on that heraldry roll. It's been like queued up for like 30 sessions.
58
Oh, you know what?
sessions.
That's
All right, hold on. I'm trying to find the book I need. Am I a bonehead and did I put it away?
No.
I didn't. I just don't think I brought it. All right, we're going to go from memory then.
Dangerous pastime.
Okay. Did I bring it in here? No, that's fine. All right, so what the Knight of the Watch are, Druin, is they're a very, very old chivalric order that was based out of the Kingdom of Kaeland. Let's quickly take a look at our Greyhawk overview map just so we can talk a little bit about Greyhawk geopolitics again.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Most fascinating subject.
Here we go. All right.
And the watch came from Melbourne.
Which came from Melbourne?
The Night of the Watch came through Melbourne.
No, he came through Melbourne. Okay, it's just loading up here. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. So, guys, you may recall that the Kingdom of Kaeland was... Oh, I got to ping you over here. There we go. Kingdom of Kaeland was for a number of centuries was a sprawling kingdom that also encompassed the Grand March, Jeff, Sterrick, the Yeomanry, and all the Ulek principalities. But over time, and with the conflicts that were going on in the greater Greyhawk area, each of these nations sort of threw off the yoke of the Kingdom of Kaeland and became their own nation. The Yeomanry in particular ended up adopting a non-monarchy based kind of informal democratic system. So really as far as away from that as you can. Kaeland has always sort of thought of those nations as like, errant brothers or sisters who will rejoin the fold at some point, whether willingly or unwillingly. And Kaeland also seems to always kind of have, it all treats those regions as if they are part of it, particularly those who are really quite patriotic, I guess, of Kaeland. Now, the consequence of that means that when people from Kaeland come by, particularly the Knights of the Watch, they are a Kaelish, order, who also, during the recent Greyhawk Wars, fought against the Giants in Jeff and Sterrick. Against the Giants, that's a good name for an adventure. Huh? Yeah, but I'm bummed. They have not really appeared in the Yeomanry, though, partly because the Yeomanry didn't really have the same problems with giants, spilling out of the Crystal Mist Mountains that Jeff and Sterrick did. But also because it's, the Yeomanry is kind of a backwoods type place. But curiously, there was a Knight of the Watch who's been going through, and they don't know what... the Knight of the Watch aren't necessarily welcomed open arms because they're a militaristic order that serves the Kingdom of Kaeland, but they're also general do-gooders. So it's kind of the equivalent of like a foreign... I'm trying to think of what it would be.
So like a knight errant?
Not really, because a knight errant is not sworn. They're more of like a freelance. If you mean by a knight errant, like a knight that is still sworn to its master but traveling, then that's sort of what it is. This knight was traveling with other companions and spoke to Lord Carmen. They're not sure what he was up to, but that was definitely of note. Seeing someone come, especially a Knight of the Watch, come through here. And I think that, Dave, because of that amazing roll too, if you learned more about the particular particulars of that, the sigil that he was displaying, or the crest he was displaying, you may be able to learn more. Just because the way that they display their, the purpose of the herald or the crest is not only to differentiate yourself between other, troops and whatnot, or knights. It's also to communicate the history and background of your family. So if you knew more about it, you might be able to learn more. So that was a little bit of a, and that was before the snows fell. And he, to the best of your knowledge, the knight, or what the guys know, that he was heading east, further into the yeomanry. So that's also a little strange. What's a knight got doing around here? So, anything else? I mean, that's some big developments, particularly with Rendemus' son dying.
Yeah.
That's some big news.
Yeah.
I mean, Knox's focus is not Melbourn at the moment. He knows he needs to get the Third Master, so
Yep.
he's not going to partake in any wild celebrations, despite the fact that he's very relieved to be back in civilization.
Okay. So, anything else you guys wish to talk to these folks about before you head out tomorrow, or anything else you wish to do now that you're back in civilization?
I think Garrett's gonna take this. I'm figuring it could be like a good decade plus since he's been in human civilization.
Sure. So what's he doing?
Taking it all in, just people watching, basically, as much as he can.
Yeah.
Because I think he was pretty isolated in his, keeping it pure, being an elf, training as a blade singer, and then going on missions, but they tend to be things in the wilderness. So taking in human civilization.
Love it. So yeah, and you can see there's it's the type of time, like Harleton is a very, very small community too, so it really is the entire the entire village, and even people, like when news goes around that you guys are back and that you're not dead, because they assumed you were all dead, with how long you've been gone. There's people from all around, so it's just packed. The name of the pub was the Axe and Anvil, is that right?
I believe so. That sounds right.
Heronshire.
Yeah, I assume that Drogo's traveling with us and regaling them with our tales, and I'm providing illusionary support to his tales.
Nice. Yeah, so I mean, you guys are always welcome in Harleton, so they are very, very glad to see you guys again. The Pitcher and Pitchfork. That's the tavern and hostelry. So yeah, you guys. Otherwise, you complete your. You have your big whoop up in Harleton, and the next day, Knox, it sounds like, was having his mind more on his next task. The next day, you're set off with full bellies, full rations, or full packs of rations, and some warmed mulled wine to keep you the wind from biting too hard. You also they give you some horses as well too. These are horses that are used by farmers during the what do you call it, during the winter season, or the planting and whatnot season. So growing season, I guess. So they will expect them to be returned, but this will help. This will significantly speed up your travel.
Excellent.
Just a draft horse.
Yeah, probably just a draft horse or two. I think the members of the community are quite happy to have you do that, and then they know that there's not really a stable there, but they think that Kuiper and his hounds, he could figure some way to keep them safe until someone could bring them back. And then on the 10th of Sunzeb, you guys set out back to Melbourne. And guys, once again, breaking your DM's heart. The trip back to Melbourne is uneventful. So what you see as you're riding up, I think, Brent, this is the first time you've had a chance to see this. This is Melbourne. Now, the things that stand out is, to you, it's a very similar to a lot of small human communities that you have been through in the course of your many travels. One curious thing here is the illustration's not wrong. That bridge only goes partway into the river.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you see the half-made bridge there, and rather than what you guys are able to do is get to the ford. Now, the Churnet, it's been a couple of weeks. I don't think the river's quite frozen yet. So it's not quite deep enough into winter for the whole river to freeze, but I imagine that you guys are not really looking forward to walking through that river, or fording the river, I should say, in order to get to the far side. What you do see on the far side of the river, though, a fairly familiar look. You can see that there is in spite of the cold, in spite of the frigid weather, there is someone with big boots on and a big pile of furs. And the only reason you recognize it as a person of any kind is because of the fishing pole sticking up out of it and the line that's drifting down into the river. That, of course, you guys would know, is right outside Old Grizzler's house. And Old Grizzler looks, Brent, because it's the first time you're seeing him, like this.
I'm getting dwarf from the beard.
He is quite stout, but he doesn't seem to be paying attention to you guys as you're making your way across the river. What do you guys do next when you arrive? Where are you planning on going?
Hey, you stumpy old bugger.
It seems that he may have been sleeping. So old Grizzler kind of shakes and... Who's that there? Who is it? And he goes and sticks the fishing pole into the snow. He stomps his way over, and his eyes kind of get big. You can see he's covered by a big, fur ring around his face. There's a big hat on the top of his head, but his big red nose is poking out from underneath the thing, and his beard spills out, covered in frost as well. His eyes kind of go big. Druin, is that you?
Hey.
Hey! He runs forward
The rest of the guys are back.
Gives you a great big hug. We thought you were dead.
Dead?
Oh,
Takes
aye.
a lot more than 100 gnolls to kill Druin and his friends.
100 gnolls.
Well, there might have been more, but the last little bit they ran off, so it was hard to count. But
Whoa.
you should have seen them. They were huge, like 7 feet tall at the smallest. Then there's these guys that can reach you from like 10 feet away. It was crazy.
Druin, there are certain rules of decorum that must be followed here.
Oh, right. We're supposed to be drinking.
Yes! And he throws his arm around you and starts stomping off towards the...
Drew passed them some of the meat or the mulled wine that he has left over from Arlen. This will do till we get to the tavern.
All right, so the Baron of Mutton. Well, you see, Carrick, as you head over towards where the tavern is listed there is a kind of like a wooden sign outside that has kind of a fancy-looking guy there beside a slab of meat. This is the Baron of Mutton, or more popularly known as the Baron.
All right.
And as you guys make your way into the Baron, you can see that the still sitting behind, in one corner of the room is, of course, old Deercaster. And he's nursing some kind of bowl of soup, and he's got a big, heavy woolen cloak over his shoulders. But his twin grandsons, where are they here?
Poor guy.
Andrin and Bartholomew are serving a couple of the patrons that are in here. It's folks who seem to be... It's a little busier than what you would expect for this time of the year, and it's a slightly different clientele. People from around town. And when they look over, there's same response. Everyone is surprised and thrilled to hear that you guys aren't dead. And everyone wants to hear about what you guys have been up to. So... what do you guys want to do next here? You have the evening to kind of get settled in. Once again, you're not paying for anything here.
Knox just takes a moment to remind everybody that the Aarakocra want to keep their presence a secret. So we should probably not mention them.
Yeah.
Good
I
idea.
never explicitly tell Frogo to keep them out of his stories.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Rilligo has to rework some of his songs now, but
Yeah.
what about the rest of you guys?
Oh, the drinks are on the house.
Yep.
Make it happen. Galador, let's start drinking.
Dorman seems a bit, muted. He's, hearing about Rendemus's son dying has got him a little worried about the guy.
Yeah.
Do we see him anywhere nearby, or do you just keep it to himself?
Rendemus actually isn't in here.
Well, I kind of ask around a bit after him to see if anybody knows anything.
Yeah, so we'll say it's Andrin. I think it's Barthol. I think Andrin's the one who had he had the relationship with what's her name, right? The wizard?
Jelenith.
Jelenith, yeah, right.
Jelenith, yeah.
Yeah, and that was Andrin who had that?
That's right.
Yeah, so I think you guys have been closer with Bartholomew. Although Andrin, I think you did, Dorman, you made at least some inroads with him. So, what they tell you is that they're not things. It's not quite clear what happened. What they know is that they were just told that he died, or that he was killed, and no one's really said anything further. There was a service that Semheis provided for him. His body was interred, although there was no in-state period, which is a little curious for normally, especially for a member of the community. The Priest of St. Cuthbert, or the rituals that are prepared afterwards, they allow the community an opportunity to say goodbye to this person. That didn't happen.
See the body make their goodbyes, and felt like they got some closure, and that didn't happen.
Precisely. They had sort of a spiritual one of that, and then buried the body, but they didn't have a chance for the body to sit in state, though. So they're not. Rendemus seems, and Rendemus Brent is effectively the kind of. There's not really a watch in this small town, but he would be the effectively the guy who works as the kind of like the sheriff in town. He's at least the guy who's paid by the local noble to kind of keep the riffraff in line. What they've said is that Rendemus has seemed particularly angry. And if you ask about the Knight of the Watch, it seems that he spoke to the Knight of the Watch. The Knight of the Watch came by after his son died. And then he spent quite a bit of time with him and with other people traveling through.
Alrighty. Well, with that, I'm not going to try too much until I see Rendemus, and even then, time to drink.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys wish to try and bring up as a topic of conversation, or
anything else interesting happened in town other than that?
Anything else? No. Although Semheis had a visitor as well too. Another traveling priest of St. Cuthbert.
That doesn't. Does this sound normal? Grizzler, how often do we get such visitors in town?
Traveling through normally as part of this particular priest, or this particular traveling priest of St. Cuthbert seemed to be here just to deliver information. They weren't a mercenary or traveling cleric just spreading the word and whacking things on the head. They were what do you call it? They were seemed to be someone who was specifically here to speak to Semheis.
Okay.
And Semheis branch is, there you go, the local priest of St. Cuthbert. You know what I'll do, Brent? I've actually got a chart of NPCs. I'll I'll flip that to you, or maybe what
Okay.
I'll post it in Discord. Just to make
Okay,
sure.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take notes, but yeah, the chart would be.
Yeah, and it's got the pictures of the characters in it too, so it's a little easier to follow.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
It's super helpful, actually.
Oh, great!
Yeah,
That
I
is
use it all the
awesome.
time.
So then, guys, what else do you wish to bring up? I mean, there's nothing else really of note. The season obviously is, with the winter upon us, the river traffic has really dried down to almost nothing, except for the most desperate who are trying to beat, the freezing of the river. There's a small pool that old Grizzler appears to be part of for betting on when the first boat's going to get caught in the river.
Bet you I'm going to be in it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hale is going to go speak with Simheis.
Okay. So you'll...
Real- Go ahead.
Yeah, so you'll
I'd
speak
wait
to
to tell.
Semheis. What you find, Carrick, if you need to do further training for your magic, there is a priest based out of Thurmaster.
Okay.
And if you look on the map here, there you go.
Wizard?
Houster.
As I say priest, I meant wizard, yeah. There's a wizard named Tauster who is based out of Thurmaster over here. It is
Hurry
about
off to jail.
4 days travel, and I think you guys were talking about where you wanted to winter as well, right? There was some thought, or last time there was
Yeah.
some discussion of Palfrey's Keep.
Yes.
Yeah, we discussed going to Thurmaster, and Palfrey's Keep is right over in that direction. We could explore at our leisure in that area.
Yeah.
So
And there's
I think-
also some talk. There's some talk of Elanion remaining behind for a bit to do some investigating while the rest of us trained in Thurmaster. But
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he wanted to do. But we had some ideas that would split up the party a little bit.
Okay. Well,
that's a good idea.
so who's the highest level that needs training in fighter or something that they're doing here in Melbourne?
Well, Druin was going to train with Brendemus, but he prepaid half of it. But he's going to ask him if he can pull that, and because most of the people want to go to Thurmaster, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shale, you trained priest with me.
Yeah, I already trained recently, so I'm good for another roughly probably 2,000 experience or something.
Okay. Calidor, what did you train? You trained your thief?
Fighter.
You trained fighter?
Yeah, so I need to train thief. Yeah.
So you and Dorman need to train thief, and then we have
Yep.
some wizards who need to train.
And
Yeah.
Dorman needed
It
yeah.
sounds like we're going to go to Thurmaster, and the wizards and thieves are going to try and train there, and or maybe Druin will head up to Palfrey's Keep and try and train his fighter there.
I might join you. I'm not quite sure. I might need training in both. Just under 200 XP short from an extra fighter level too.
You need to have a week of free and clear adventuring in order to... You basically have to have another adventure, minor one at least, in order to get enough XP. You can't just keep training. So,
Yeah, we need some time in between. So for some of us, that was travel between towns.
yeah, and this is... I mean, you're into the winter season now, so this isn't a terrible time to be... doing that. Travel over land is going to be pretty challenging. A lot of stuff is shut down right now. Okay, so then, what other things do you guys... So we can sort of figure out what we're going to be spending our time doing here. How long do you guys want to spend in Melbourne before you set out?
Well, we have our current mission. Lord Carmen was paying us 150 gold pieces each to clear out the knolls.
Yeah, we had talked about going to talk to him.
Okay.
Report in.
Okay, so we'll assume tomorrow is when you're doing that.
Okay.
Right, in Melbourne. And then, Cho, you want to talk to Semheis?
Yeah, just to touch base with him. Let him know how he's doing, what happened with the Knolls. Let him know about what Dorman saw that night.
Which saw? What Dorman saw,
Dorman
yeah.
saw when he was on watch.
Yeah.
The winged. Yes.
Okay. then let's skip through. Like, unless there's anything else you guys want to have happen that the evening that you arrive, we can skip through to the next day. Then, why don't we do the audience with Lord Carmen first? Because that will be the first thing you guys will have to deal with. Carrick, you're brought up to speed that, or it's explained to you that Lord Carmen is the local lord. Not Melbourne. Heronshire itself is sort of split between two different noble families: the Palfreys on one side and the Milbournes on the other. Or no, the Milbournes, the Carmens on the other. And this is Lord Darius Carmen. Do you wish to give Carrick any other forewarning about what to expect from Lord Carmen?
What could you possibly mean?
Brent, we nearly had a mutiny in Melbourne last time because Lord Carmen told them he's keeping one of their magic items, and everyone was plotting how to murder him and steal it back.
It was more of a fact of just rebelling against him taking it to begin with.
Thanks.
It was also the way in which he did it, I think, that irked us more than that he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, literally, it almost came to blows. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now Chael got a little upset even.
So Druin says he'll stand in the back. So who's going to speak for the group then?
I'll let someone who's familiar doing it.
Well, obviously, I mean, you also weren't necessarily. The guys can tell you how fast and loose Lord Carmen is with his money, and you're not part of their contract. So, unfortunately,
I believe Dorman and Calidor must remain out of sight.
okay.
Did I like spit on his guards, or I can't even remember.
You spit at his guards and on the floor. Yeah, the person at the door is not going to
I
be.
made a big scene, yeah.
Dorman's fine with Lord Carmen as long as he doesn't take our stuff again.
I had to go wait outside.
Knox and Chael that get to do all the talking.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sounds good.
Knox, didn't it?
All right. So you guys, the next day, you guys send word, and Carmen is eager to meet you, but he does that thing again where he makes you wait a few hours to tells you to come back at a certain time. So you do have a little bit of time to kill. If you wanted to swing by and speak to Semheis, you certainly would have time, assuming he's actually in there. Let's see if he is. You know, it's one of the things I don't use it in this campaign, but I'm going to start doing it. Is the Barrow Maze and all those other ones where they have the percentage chance of finding the NPC in a specific place. I love that. Yeah. Gives it a good thing. He is there though. So when you step in, to the small temple that to St. Cuthbert, the very prosaic and sturdy, looking building. As soon as the door is open, and you all start sort of shuffling in, you can see Semheis steps out from behind. He was working on something out of view from this entranceway, and he seems kind of confused with the number of footfalls that he's hearing. And as soon as you walk in, his eyes kind of get big, and he says, I didn't believe it. You lived. When the snows came, we took you all for dead. Blessing of the cudgel was truly upon you.
Yes.
So he comes up and shakes Chael in particular eagerly your hand and Druin's hand. Welcome back. The gods truly are watching for you all. So tell me what were your adventures then? And we don't necessarily need to go into it. You can tell me what you share with him and what you don't. This is that
Definitely.
that cheesy where it's him greeting and then we cut to him just saying wow, I can't believe you did all of that while you're all sitting around a table.
Yeah.
So
It's like
150 gnolls.
that is
with, of course, the knoll.
it grows with each telling. I love it. Leave it to
not
a dwarf to
mentioning
tell a
the,
tall tale.
Not mentioning the Aarakocra,
Yep.
course. So glossing over that.
Don't forget the bugbears.
What's that?
Don't forget the bugbears.
Yep. So, and just telling him, these are kind of the things that we step through as a group.
Do you share about the... Tell me a little bit about what you say about the bugbears.
Yeah, I was wondering if we're going to mention any of the captives that we saw signs of. Because they were...
Somebody's going to have.
We should definitely tell them, and we should be warning anybody who's a spellcaster and the communities about spellcasters being captured by humanoids that smell fishy and are imbuing some kind of a mind-altering liquid. And Druin will even pull out one of the vials and give it to him if he wants to test it. Don't drink it, but like, it's this
No.
that.
And he says, you took this from bugbears.
Yes.
And they were capturing wizards? Priests?
They were intent on getting a hold of me and Chael, for sure.
Indeed.
Didn't we found the remnants of the priest of Farlon, did we not? Or the Farlon holy symbol?
You did. That is very disconcerting. Although,
Yes. And a pile of spellbooks.
I had a visitor near the end of the autumn who came from Threshold and the ecclesiastical council there. It seems that the hierarchy of the in Threshold, those higher in the church, are particularly concerned about missing priests.
So there's been an uptick. There's been some priests enough to go missing kind of in the same time frame.
We
that it
heard
raised
stories of, from early in the summer, there were tales of wizards and priests from the type of adventurers that would set forth into the Great Rock Dale, those who set up in Eastdale, bound either for the Hardlow Woods, seeking those legends, or deep into the Great Rock Dale in search of the riches that are said to be found there. At first, we took it to be part of the usual fare. The life of those types of, your type of people, can be quite exciting, but quite short. And it wasn't until we began noticing that some were missing, even among the citizens of Threshold. This, and he holds up the vial, this may hold some key to that.
Well,
do you have more?
We do. I was going to drop one off with the wizard and Thurmaster, see if he knew anything.
A wise plan.
And two of our members had been drugged with this stuff. One took a sip to test it, and another didn't realize it was in the ale that he had drank, and both of them had some kind of weird dream. Maybe Calidor can.
A dream?
Yeah, right before they decided to try and attack a wizard from the party.
And you think this dream is connected to consuming this?
Indeed.
Calidor? What did you dream of?
I only have a vague recollection of the dreams. A monster of some sort from the deeps.
When you say the deeps, what specifically do you mean? Do you mean water? Beneath the ground? Or something else?
I'm not even sure.
I think Rilgo mentioned something about a lake and standing on stones, isn't that? Or body of water? Before he had his memory taken away?
That That is... That is troubling.
Another thing we should mention is the orcs that we fought in the Thornwood when we went after Kuiper's, the boy Kuiper was going for. They stank of this as well.
Calidor, did you see any eyes?
Yes, I believe I did. Have a vague recollection of eyes.
Druin, Chael, tell me, did your studies speak of the Chained One? I want you each give me a religion check, please.
All right. I think I've got that. I hope so. Oh no. So that's what, wisdom? Just straight wisdom?
No. If you got the proficiency in... Oh, do you mean what the score number is? I think, maybe? I don't know.
I can check real quick.
So, Druin has a +1 from the Ancestor Mask.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So while maybe the mask is flipped up right now, does it still work?
Sure. Yeah.
Religion is straight wisdom.
Straight wisdom. There you go.
Okay, so I don't have the proficiency, so what is that?
Okay.
Wisdom -4?
Oh, if you don't have it, then... Oh, man. How do you not have... You're a priest.
I don't know. I was just looking at my proficiencies, and it's not there.
You should have paid more attention in Elven Seminary. Oh, Druin.
I'm a what you call primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very primitive.
Druin, do you wish to Astonishing Fortune that?
What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause I can't help you apparently. So this.
Well, 16 actually is a great success.
Closer.
So, Druin, what you know is...
No, 16 is a fail.
15 + 1.
What's your wisdom?
14?
Oh, your wisdom is only 14. I thought your wisdom was a 15. Dag
Is that with
nabbit.
the bonus from the mask?
Okay, so then what Semheis says to you... Let me get rid of Carmen there. It's actually Semheis you're speaking to. Semheis says that there is a... as you're aware, there are many gods that have, in the passage of time, come to have influence over the Flanaes. And to varying degrees, some have been venerated over others, some through love, some through fear. But it's said that before any gods, there was the Elder Eye.
There is none.
And in that time, there were, or since that time, there were civilizations that venerated the Elder Eye by the name given to them by the ancients. That name is Tharizdun. No rational or no sound being would pray to Tharizdun. Aeons ago, it said the gods chained Tharizdun, chained the Elder Eye in some deep and dark place to prevent him from wreaking destruction of all of creation. There are still, in spite of the cost that would come from freeing the Elder Eye, there's some civilization, some people who listen to the whispers that escape his prison and hear the promises of power that come from the Elder Eye. I have come to learn that some believe that in the Great Rock Dale, the people who once ruled there, that was their god. That was who their prayers went towards. If there are some in the Ecclesiastical Council who have called for a formation of an inquisition to seek out the cause of these disappearances, because there are some who believe that the ultimate goal of those stealing these powerful spellcasters is to free him. Now, dark species, fallen creatures like the bugbear and those who would seek power from the night, they may be such people to whisper those prayers, but it's said that behind the doors of seemingly civilized beings, there are those who whisper to the Elder Eye too. I understand from Lord Carmen that you had dealings with the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Briefly.
Yeah, somebody else want to build that?
We stopped them from smuggling some weapons and material bound for who knows where. And it was for causing strife in the land, we figure. Weapons, armor, pamphlets rise up against the local powers.
Yeah.
The agent who I met with at the end of the fall, he also shared that the Ecclesiastical Council believe that the Brotherhood, secretive as they may be, that their ultimate goal may be to serve the desires of the Elder Eye. And if they are active, before the wars, they were a rumor, something that would keep truculent nobles in line. The threat of a red-hilted dagger in the night, poison slipped into a food by a red-robed assassin. But since the wars, they have walked openly. And the council fears what that may portend for Middenmark, for Heronshire, for the yeomanry, and for indeed all of the Flanace. If you have or find more of this, I would like to send this to the Ecclesiastical Council, though that may need to wait until springtime for the roads to be clear and safe to travel. But this is something they should know of. Does any...
Yeah, because that's further to the north, right?
Yeah, Threshold is
yeah.
located...
Druin's like, do we want to keep the rest of this stuff, or do you want to give it to Semi?
I think it's a good idea to at least give some of it. Now, I would keep enough to take to the wizards. He mentioned that was a good idea for us to take some of that to the wizards in Thermistor.
And there might be other places that.
So,
Like if we do make it up to Eastdale, maybe they're. We probably won't this winter though.
yeah, no, I don't think we will this one. Because, I mean, that would basically entail, theoretically, going back in that area of the woods and the Great Rock Dagger. I mean, that was certainly the easiest way. But it would be dangerous.
Agreed.
So, do you think... Did you see any sign of the Elder Eye among the bugbears, the gnolls, the other inhuman creatures that you faced?
Druin will try to describe the orcish symbol, but I don't think it has anything to do with the Elder Eye.
Oh, I think we've got that as a handout as well. The Orc Sigil, here you go.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
A skull with 2 arrows through the eyes. What's that? An axe in the top?
Yeah, with an axe splitting the top. That sigil means nothing to him, and it is not the sign of Thaddeus Dun. Then, if there's nothing else, I guess the other thing he asks of is whether you've heard of the news of Rendemus' son.
Whispers. Only what's known in the public.
What I can... It's not my place to share that difficult news. But I've seen you with Rendemus before, and I would encourage you to speak to him as well. I'm certain that it would be important for you to know what we have learned, because you see, his son Dagmar,
Yes.
he did not die of a disease or an illness or an accident. Dagmar was murdered. And he was murdered by Rendemus.
What?
Huh.
No.
And that's where we will end our session.
Like, they had the fishy smell on that.
So, guys, let's distribute some XP here. Anna is very excited for you guys
Yeah.
to be getting some XP. I
That's
know.
most exciting.
I know, honey.
Again, that's great.
All right, let's see here.
And it says it's almost cold enough to open the windows again.
Yeah.
Maybe in another 2 hours.
Been working on my macros here. Let's see if my acid arrow one works.
Let's see here.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool. All right, guys. So you guys defeated today, for those of you who are fighters, you defeated 24 hit dice of adversaries. How many Astonishing Fortune do you have left?
4.
4 points. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's hear it. 5 times
But
4.
we're still not getting XP, right? The people who've leveled. Correct?
Yes, that is correct. Well, you know what I'll let you do? Here's what I'll let you do. I will let you gain the XP. You just can't level up until then. Because you're not, like, you currently with the, you've trained in fighter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that you can't gain XP. You just can't train for that next level back to back. It's the training
Right.
part that I was more concerned with, not
You
the...
need a week between training to rest and reflect.
Yeah. In your
Right, yeah.
class where you're capped out, then yeah, you do need to wait. You're capped out there if you've got 2 levels ahead, but no, but you can definitely, like for your fighter class, because you trained 1 level in fighter, you can keep gaining XP as a fighter now, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it. Plus. There's 4 points left. All right, so guys, there's 6 of you tonight. Everybody is gaining 683 XP. 683. That is before your prime requisite bonus if you have one. And again, fighters, you defeated 24 hit dice worth of adversaries. So congratulations. I forgot to check in the chat all night. Just checking quickly here, guys. Brian, how's it going? What is shaking? Tanning a hide is not a gnome's gig. It does appear to be the case. Nice, Metagaming. What's going on?
Making fun of
Necrum? Ooh, nap too long. There's no such thing as too long of a nap, and we will always be here for reviewing. And Cam, once again, thank you. So Cam always says, every time you get this, you like this stream, A Dead Adventure Gets Their Wings. Thank you so much for that, Cam. You're right. If you like this, you did enjoy the session, be sure to click on like. That does help us with our whatever the heck stuff and the algorithm stuff so that we are able to get more money to spend on our players. So thank you very much for that, Cam. And George Drury, holy smokes. Great to see you. It says, it's slightly comforting seeing you guys playing. Thanks, George. Anything we can do to try and bring some minds off of any of the current travails, we are happy to do that. As John's already said. Look at that, John. You're way ahead of me. What a host. What a host. So for everyone else listening at home too, in chat or otherwise, thank you so much for joining us for session 58 of our Night Below campaign. We are very gradually edging towards over 100 sessions of AD&D 2nd Edition played this year, so I may have to plan something special for when we hit to 100. Because what's happened so far clearly has not been special. As is always the case, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the campaign, the session, the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can reach me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can reach me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. In addition, there is a link in the description of this video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you are more than welcome to join us on there. We've got a bunch of great folks on there, and a bunch of channels. It's really funny when we've opened up a couple of new channels in the last little while too, and the one that it was surprisingly active the last little while has been our D&D 5th channel. So we normally run a lot of old school games on the channel, but there's people playing all sorts of cool stuff. There's channels dedicated to all the games we run on the channel, all the campaigns we run on the channel. There's a Find a Group campaign or a channel. There's a channel where we share pictures of our pets. There's a channel giving us advice on virtual tabletops, making selections between them, and getting yourself set up for streaming or for playing online. So there's tons of great advice and tons of great people. So please feel free to click through and join us in that community. In addition, from now until September 1st, 2020, we are running our annual charity raffle. That is to benefit SOS Children's Villages International, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. And to date, so far, we've already raised $1,000 for the charity raffle. So you still have another month and change to still get tickets and potentially win our grand prize or one of our other prizes as well. The grand prize is a copy of Beadle and Grimm's incredible Eberron Rising from the Last War Gold Edition. My copy is sitting right up there, but the copy that you will be winning, if you're the winner, is still in its packaging as it arrived from Beadle and Grimm. So brand new, the product was like $250 to $300 US. It's an amazing book. It's got tons of great stuff, and it's just in time for the brand new Exploring Eberron book that's coming out from Keith Baker tomorrow. In addition, yep.
I don't want to interrupt, but maybe we should play that game or something just for fun, so people know.
You know, that's a great idea. So you know what? Why don't we do this, Dave? Let's get together on Saturday and we'll play a one-shot of Eberron using that box set to showcase what cool stuff the winners can win. That sounds like a great idea.
I want to get in on that, actually.
George, you're more than welcome to join us. Absolutely. So you know what? I think we'll do that. We'll do that. So this coming Saturday from 2 to 6 Central Standard Time, I'll be running a very special one-shot. And I think I don't have a proper name for it, though, yet, because I want to get a proper pulpy name, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be dealing with the aftermath, the things that make that particular setting so cool. And we're actually going to be using 5th edition. I normally don't run a 5th edition on the channel, at least not all that much, but for the Eberron setting, it is a particularly well-suited version, so I'm looking forward to seeing what our heroes do with that. If you don't win the Gold Edition box set, though, there still is plenty of other cool prizes, including 2 copies of Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. There's a copy of The Monsters Know What They're Doing, a really cool book about strategy in 5th edition D&D. There's a chainmail dice bag that our very own Dave has crafted for us, which is super fucking cool. Our buddy Jason Hobbs has donated a couple of OSR zines to be prizes. There's a Skittermander dice bag. There's a bunch of posters and t-shirts from the Redbubble store, the Dungeon Musings Redbubble store, as well as some other cool stuff too, like a mug or some other, the acrylic blocks. Look at that. Ooh, there's
Nice.
yeah, so there's a bunch of cool prizes, and the best thing is that all money that's donated goes directly to SOS Children's Villages International to help the kids who benefit from their services. So it's an opportunity to win some cool gaming stuff and help some kids. None of it goes to the channel, none of it goes to a middleman, it all just goes to them. Last thing I'll say is, as well too, if you did enjoy the session, be sure to click on subscribe so you will not miss any of our future sessions. And if you click on the bell icon and set your notifications, you'll be notified for when we're playing. Or you can check the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel's community tab and find our schedule every Sunday night. I post that, and I post it on Twitter, and I post it on the the Dungeon Musings Discord. So, last but not least,
done, but the chat's not over.
Chat's not over, no. Awesome. Everyone is so cool. Can't wait. Oh, that's great. Last but not least, I want to give a huge thank you to my players. So, George, Jeff, John, Dave, Brent, and Will, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed your return back to Melbourne and the shit that happened while you were away. We will be back on Friday to find out why did Rendemus kill his son? But until then, for those listening at home, once again, if you're joining us during the current crisis, we hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope it gave you an opportunity to take your mind off of the world's troubles for a little while and think about the troubles that our heroes keep getting themselves into. And until we see you again, happy gaming.